I'm Roger.
And I'm Adam.
And welcome to another episode of RC Street Shop's Product of the Week. It's little, but it's big in heart.
So this is I think we're overcompensating for how big we've been going the last few episodes.
I guess you could say something like that, but this is a badass little truck.
Yeah, this is a case of, even though it's little, doesn't mean it's not packing a mean punch.
Yeah, this thing is little, but it'll kick the ass of a lot of trucks that are way bigger than it.
All right, so yeah, this is a vehicle, both this and its bigger brother version, that Roger is constantly suggesting to folks.
I absolutely love the Savage. The Savage is one of the most badass monster trucks on the planet.
Now, why is that? Well, let's tell folks. This is the HPI Savage.
Right. This is the Savage XS. This is the little brother to the full-size Savage Flux. Yeah. So this is like a 12 scale or 14 scale.
It doesn't actually say on the pack.
Right. HPI refers to it as the world's fastest mini monster truck. Yeah. It's not that mini. It's a little bit... It's about 10 scale size. So
it uses 10 scale parts.
It does use a lot of 10 scale hardware. So it's more of like a stubby 10 scale car than it is a mini monster truck. But either way, it's awesome.
All right, so it's an electric vehicle.
Exactly.
Let's see, what comes in the box before we dive in?
In the box, you pretty much get the truck and the controller and batteries for the controller. This is a Flux product from HPI. We've talked about this before on the show or program.
Yeah, whatever.
We've talked about it on the program before, where the Flux from HPI doesn't come with a battery and a charger. Yeah. They're pretty much leaving it up to you to pick whatever you want. And this is really a LiPo-friendly truck. I mean, this is meant for LiPos, battery compartment shaped for LiPos. You're going to want either a 2-cell or a 3-cell LiPo on this.
All right, so why do you love this thing so much?
I love the Savage in general because the truck is absolutely bulletproof. The Savage is the kind of thing that you jump off of your neighbor's 3-story house. You try to jump his 3-story house with it. You just do. They're so tough that you just start looking for ways to break them.
Okay.
Like if I launch this off a half pipe at 45 miles an hour and it goes 40 feet in the air, is it going to break when it lands? And most of the time, that answer is no.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What has it got under the hood? What's going
This has a 4,000 kV, 4,000 kV HPI Flux system, which is essentially the same motor that's in all the new Flux stuff. This was the first truck to get it. So this was the first truck to get the really high performance, Castle Creations based brushless stuff. So this is essentially a Sidewinder 3 with a fan on it, and it has the 4,000 kV Castle system in it.
Okay.
That's a little unique because Castle doesn't offer a 4,000, which is pretty cool.
All right.
Neat little setup.
The frame in particular has got a couple things going on.
This is what the Savage
strong.
Right. This is what the Savages are always known for. They call it their TVP, the twin vertical plate chassis.
Okay.
Now the twin vertical plate chassis is insanely strong because you've got two vertical plates side by side. So if you hit something, you're trying to compress those plates as opposed to bend them. On a conventional monster truck, say like a T-Max or a Revo, when you hit something, you've got a flat plate, and it's really easy to curl that plate up and bend it. Okay. If you were to try and take that plate and squish it, without bending it, it's just not going to happen. And that's the ideal behind the TVP setup is you've got two vertical plates that are bolted together. So when you hit something, that plate isn't going to bend or anything. You're trying to compress it, and that's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
So it's an extremely durable setup. And on top of it, the Savage is just totally overbuilt. Arms, shock towers, all that stuff is just way beefier than it needs to be.
Yeah, it's got aluminum drive or metal drive shaft.
Yeah, everything inside this truck, the entire driveline is metal. Yeah. Transmission gears, ring gears, everything's totally overbuilt on this truck. I mean, just because it's little doesn't mean it's not a Savage. This truck is a Savage, as much Savage as any of the big Savages have ever been. If you look at the arms on this truck, super, super beefy arms, beefy chassis. I mean, everything on this truck is totally overbuilt. The only part not overbuilt on it is the drive line.
Okay.
Now, this truck has a ton of power, and it's super reliable and super fun to drive on 2S. But if you put this truck on 3S, it tends to eat the drive line left and right and requires a fair amount of maintenance. Okay. But it's worth it in the end. I have one of these. I love this truck so much. It is the only RC thing I've bought in the last couple of years.
Okay.
I had to have this truck. But I mean, I am a Savage nerd. I love Savages. I've owned several Savages in the past. I've had a Savage X 4.6, Savage SS. I mean, I had a Savage SS. I had a 3-speed. I mean, I love the Savage.
Yeah.
And this truck, I absolutely love it because this is the kind of thing, like I mentioned before, is you can take it to a skate park, fling it off the half pipe, and when it lands, you're just like, oh, it's going to break this time, and it just goes boom, and then just ready to go again.
Now, not only does it have a lot of power, it's fast.
Oh, yeah, this is a 60-plus mile an hour truck.
Yeah.
Right.
So out of the box, depends on what batteries you're going to put in it, but this thing will do about 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, 60, 65 miles an hour. It is every bit as fast as the full-size Savage, just not as big. Another neat thing that this thing is known for is backflips. It's got so much torque on 2S and 3S that you can punch it, and with traction, it'll actually backflip 360 degrees and land on the wheels. And on 3S, it'll do rolling backflips, which means you can kind of cruise and kind of slow, punch it, and it'll backflip. It's so much fun.
With it that you can do that?
Yeah, I can backflip my truck. I can double backflip my truck, actually.
Well, your truck's in a million parts in a duffel bag, I think.
It's not. It's just...
You need to put it back together.
My truck is at home needing differentials and drive cups and axles, and anyway.
So it's safe to say that this really is not a good suggestion as a first-time RC car.
I would say not. I mean, like, it's perfectly usable, and any first-timer can drive it and have fun. Just be aware that this truck, if you're going to beat on it on 3S, you're going to wear the driveline parts out. More drive cups and axles than anything else. The drivetrain inside the truck itself is solid. Like the gears, differential, stuff like that are solid. You're not going to really wear those out. It's just the truck has so much torque that it ends up wearing grooves into the drive cups, and it wears them out completely. So that the drive cup will have the little U. It'll wear a U shape in there from the pin on the drive. On the
well, what I mean is, like someone new like me, if you gave me this and said, "Okay, go race it," I'm going to have a hard time keeping this thing in a straight line. I'm going to have a hard time keeping all four wheels on the ground.
Yeah, it's a big
lot of power.
Punch in a little package.
That's just
and that makes it.
That's why I'm saying that I would think that little Johnny probably doesn't want to start with this.
No,
even your average first adult may not want to start with this. But if you have experience in the hobby, this is probably where you're heading.
Yeah, when we do people who insist on having this as their first truck, and that's not a bad thing, but we always recommend you start on 2S. Start with a nice, mild 2S battery, because the truck is fast on 2S. It's still going to do 40 miles an hour on 2S, no problem at all.
I mean, that's a good fast.
That's faster than most of the cars that we have in the shop and once you go 3S, the problem is this truck is so small, the wheelbase is short. So wheelbase is from tire to tire, axle to axle.
Okay.
The wheelbase is so short that the truck wants to wheelie all the time.
Okay.
And it's also not that stable. So it's so short, the truck's really all over the place. And once you get it up above 20, 30 miles an hour, the truck takes a fair amount of work to keep straight. And if you don't know what you're doing and you put a 3S in this thing, you're going to bang into something at full speed, and it won't take that kind of a hit.
So that said, you've already gotten your feet wet in the RC. You've got a car that's already doing 30, 35 miles an hour, and you're like, I want something a little more ballsy, for lack of a better word.
If you want a truck that absolutely is trying to flip itself over every time you hit the throttle, and you've got to just spend a huge amount of time keeping it straight, this thing is a blast. It's the most fun I've had with an RC truck.
Nice, dense. It feels dense.
It's extremely dense.
That's what it feels
like. And I was going to say, if I have one bad thing to say about this truck, it is that and this goes for all the Savages, big and small, is the twin vertical plate chassis makes everything super dense inside. So if you look at this, you've got the radio box, the speed control, the gearbox is up underneath here. There's so much stuff packed into such a little area that when you have to service something, it takes a fair amount of work.
And that's where being an advanced RC user comes to hand.
Right. This truck isn't really easy to work on. HPI says, 4 bolts and the front end comes off. That's true, but there's more to it than that. Any of the TVP trucks are a pain in the ass to work on, but it's worth it in the end for the durability.
Okay. Obviously, you're a fan. These sell very regularly here in the shop. It is both this and its big brother version and we actually have the Nitro version in stock right now too.
All Savages are awesome.
They sell regularly, and they're a popular choice, and people come from time to time asking for them by name. So a fine product by HPI. Roger swears by it. He personally uses it.
I bought it.
He bought it with his own. Roger bought it with his hard-earned money.
I'm a cheap person.
Yes. And
now that I'm old.
Hey, we all got bills to pay. Listen, obviously, this is no small feat. What's this costing for folks?
This truck maps for $299. So
$299.
not a bad price.
No. But remember, you got to buy batteries and a charger if you don't already own those.
Right. So expect to spend around $400 for this truck.
Yeah. That's no small amount of money to invest, and if people want to hear even more epic stories, some of which may not be appropriate for what is essentially a PG channel, where can folks do that? Is there somewhere where they can come talk to you in person and see this thing?
Let me think about it. RC Street Shop, 5521 East Spring Street, Long Beach, California.
Excellent. And if they can't get to the store because they live on the other side of the country, that's no excuse. Can they call us? Do we have a phone number?
We do. It's 562-425-9000.
There you go. If you're still kind of socially awkward and don't want to use the phone, you can also send us email, info@rcstreetshop.com, right? Yeah.
Right.
But more importantly, we're on social media. We already got the Twitter thing going on. That's RC Street Shop, all one word. We post, news, highlights, when we get new stuff in the shop, the hot new things here, come get it. All goes there. Same thing with Facebook, RC Street Shop there as well. So like the page if that's your preferred means of social media. And of course, we've got the YouTube channel. We're doing the video thing. We're trying a couple of things on the channel. So be sure to like the video, but more importantly, subscribe! Go on, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Tell your friends we're doing it. Spread the word. We appreciate all the interaction and feedback. Comment. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. You're seeing some of the new things. We're doing the buying guides and some more of the unboxing videos. Let us know how you're liking that. And we'll see you next week.